Hey friends, welcome back. Today we are going to be putting together an in-ears rig. So in a previous video we built this splitter panel. So if you'd like to check that out, just check the link in the upper right hand corner of your screen. We're going to finish putting this rig together. So this is going to be a system based around a Behringer XAir mixer with some Shure PSM 300. So we're going to put this system together for a band called Spirit of the Bear. If you want to check them out, there will be a link to all of their socials and things in the description below. And we are going to put this rig together. All right, so we've got the mic split mounted, and we've also got our power distro mounted. So we're using a AAA RS1215. And I did a modification on this so that the system input power will be handled by this power con right here. So we took the male Edison that would normally come with the triplet unit and made it a female Edison receptacle. And then the system power will be off of this power con unit. So if you'd like to see how I did that in detail, check the upper right hand corner of the video. I did a video on how I do that. And you can check that out if you're interested. So here is our mic split. This is a 4U panel that is hinged and also has a laser etched logo of the band's name. So if you want to open this up, all you have to do is pull that, and this opens up like this. So there are 3 tails of 8 to make 24 channels. So that will be wired to the front end of the mixer, and we'll get started on the front of the rack now. So we're going to use a Luxel router in this particular application, but one of the things that this router does not have is any front-mounted ports. So we're going to be using primarily our WAN and our LAN ports here with our access points, our access point being hardwired in here. But what I think would be interesting, just to keep our cables nice and neat, is if we punch a Cat6 jack into each of these rack mounts. So these rack ears. So this is going to go like this. It'll just be nice to have a front mounted jack so that this can be pre-wired, so that if you wire the system up to outside Ethernet, you can, or if you need to have any piggyback device. So we're going to drill this. So the way that we are going to do this is with a punch. So I already found center on this particular ear. We're just going to drill our mark out. This is going to be the pilot hole for the punch. Okay. So now we are going to take on the belly there. We're going to take our 15/16 hole punch and punch a hole. So this goes in here just like this. And there you go. You have a nice hole. Our Cat6 jack, put that in the hole like that, and we can drill these screw holes. And there we go. We will rinse and repeat and do this to the other side. Okay, so we've got our access point and our PoE injector mounted at this point. So here is the access point, here is the PoE injector. This is a custom-made cap cable. So at this point, we're going to get the mixer routed, or excuse me, mounted. I'm going to make a locking IEC for the back of that because it's the only connection that's back there, and well, it's going to be really difficult to access that thing if it becomes unplugged. So we're going to make that next. All right, so we've got the front pretty much finished up. So obviously the mixer, the router, and the first bank of in-ears are mounted, and we'll give you a little tour as to what's going on. So the split panel on the back can handle 24 channels. This particular Behringer XAir can only handle 16, so they do have an additional 8 channels as far as future expansion. So what we did as far as the integration so far is the remote Wi-Fi access is plumbed in. We ran that across the top of the mixer. Below the mixer there is the router. This handles WAN, LAN, and a few local ports. And then we modified the ears on this so that they had a Cat 6 jack on the front. This is going to provide the main WAN and then an additional LAN output, so that if you want to use some auxiliary things, you don't have to go into the back of the rack to plug everything in. So we've got these two purple lines. This is feeding left and right on the Shure transmitter. So the way that this band is running this, they run 2 in-ear mixes. So we're taking a stereo transmitter and splitting it left and right, so that one mix is aux1, the other mix is aux2. So looking at the cables, they are cleverly labeled aux1 and aux2. We are using purple star quad cable for that. And if you'd like those cables, we do sell those on our online store. You can check the link in the description for that. We're also using a Mid-Atlantic brush panel that's just going to locate everything nicely from the front. And if you look at the bottom here, we are using a Ubiquiti access point below here. So the little white box on the left there is the PoE injector for that, and then this is the access point. So there's 2U that's available on the bottom front of this rack. That will allow, that's a spot for the snake to live when it's not plugged into the front. The lids aren't deep enough to leave that plug in, so they do have to unplug that just to keep the overall size down. So this is the front. There's a lot of loose terminations on the back, and we will get that wired. All right, so we just finished up the back here, and this is what everything looks like. So the 2 purple lines are aux1 and aux2 feeding left and right in the ear mixes. All of the cables are terminated. So even with the network cables, these are all custom made. So you can see here that says router and AP for access point. And this is it. So on the back of the panel here, everything nice and terminated. Close this up, real nice. All right, so that sums up this build. Check the description. I do have a lot of links below just for some of the products that we use. For example, the power strip, the rack, the panel, all that kind of stuff. Those are all things that we have that you can either buy from us assembled, or if you want to do it yourself, you can. So check that link below. Thanks for stopping by. Hope everybody has a great day.